Monday evening, February 6th is today, 2026. Any country that want to be safe, you will know it from the actions of the government and also the citizens. When you see the action, you will know whether they will be safe from their present predicament or not. Just as the issue of the massacre that took place in Kwara State, up till now, the exact number have not been accounted for. The number of Christians born in the church have not been accounted for. The number of Christians born in their home, according to the Vintage Head, this is the confection of the Vintage Head, have not been accounted for. That is not the problem. The people who perpetrated the act have not been arrested. There is no hunt on them from the military, the police, and the DSS. If they are doing, we don't know anything that they are doing. They have not arrested any. And the information we are having ever since then is that these terrorists are still around. So they have a domain there. They have cells there. The government knows that these terrorists are there. But what are they doing? Traveling to US, to this place, to lie that this thing is not existing or what? Now, I did not get this news, but I'm just, seeing it from the Sharia reporters that reached that breaking. Bokøharam terrorists reportedly issued threat letter to another Kwara community after Woro massacre. You see what I'm saying? Because of the actions of the government, they did not go after them. They did not do anything. Bokøharam have issued another community now a threat letter. They are still going to come and nothing will still happen. Everybody is preparing for 2027. How many times did you hear Ukraine doing an election again? They are at war. Nigeria war is more complicated and more troublesome than Ukraine war. Ukraine, you know your enemy already. Your enemy is just Russia you are fighting. Russia already knows that, it is Ukraine that we are fighting. So it is just one term, like a straight war. But this one, you are fighting people in government. You are fighting people in the military. You are fighting people in the police. You are fighting terrorists in the bush. You are fighting some terrorists in the religion houses. So it is complicated, and that is why the death toll surpasses every other place in the whole world. Nigeria is leading the death toll in the whole world. But people are still sleeping. You see the audacity. They don't serve another community later now. So maybe within 1 month or 2 months, they will still come and massacre people. Then another language will come. I condemn. Nigeria is not ready to be saved. Like, even we the citizens are not ready. And we are not ready to be saved. We are not ready to even understand the problem that we are in. We are not ready. Everybody is now focusing on 2027. I see many people will still be disappointed. It's not my prayer, but it is the reality on ground. Like, reality will always hit you hard. I saw a report that the Gen Z generation are not intelligent like the millennial generations. That is our forefathers. I said this report is absolutely correct because looking at what is going on around us, I see no reasonings from us. I see no logic, nothing. Like this, I'll be looking at something, the way people will process data of what is happening. Like, I'll be dumbfounded. You mean people are dying like this and only thing your celebrities could talk? It's about what interests them. It's about 2027. The way we process data is faulty. Like, it's hell. Now, let me give you an example of what I'm saying. When I talk about the principles of infiltration as a part of the war that these people are waging against the people. In Edo State, you saw what happened. 2 Fulani terrorists were arrested in the hospital, as you can see in the picture. Now, these 2 people, they did not come to detonate bomb in the hospital. They did not come to bomb the hospital. They came to the hospital for a patient. Now, the doctor in that hospital recognized that these 2 people were among the people who kidnapped me. I'm telling you this because they are in your church. They are in your school. They are in your hospital. They are everywhere. When I mean they're everywhere, they are everywhere. So, those people in the hospital now, they have AK-47 at home in the bush. Like, if tomorrow now, these people call for war, imagine these 2 people carry only 2 AK-47 to the hospital. They will kill everybody in the hospital. Do you now understand what I'm telling you? So, the doctor have to call the DPO close to there and they were handcuffed. Just imagine, these people are not just in the bush, they are in your homes. They visit you every day, they know you. If they want to kill you, that day they will kill you. This is the level of danger that we are in. It is as dangerous as this. It is as dangerous as this. So why are you going to blame again? It is time for us to start blaming ourselves. Who fails to understand what is going on? We fail to understand the handwriting on the wall. We fail to understand everything around us. We have failed to understand everything around us. It's a pity. It is a pity. I am telling you, this is a pity. Like, how do we get here? No, how do we get here? Am I sure that I will see those old days again? That in the midnight we can go out. We can go out to do whatever we want to do. We can, even when the moon is up, be playing 12 in the midnight, 1, 2 a.m. in the midnight, I'm telling you. Am I sure that we can also get to that time again? Like, can we recover that lost glory again? I don't think so. I don't think so. So, this is what is going on in Benin. What happened, in Edo State. So, let us understand just the brief summary from Sahara Reporters. Just like I said, I am seeing this news on Sahara Reporters not because anyone called me or anyone have given me a first-hand information. So there is no one that have given me first-hand information. So maybe from next tomorrow, I'll try to do findings and understand more about this threat and the possible attack against these people. So this is what the Sahara Reporters read that suspected Boko Haram terrorist linked to Jamaatu Andi Suna Ndinda Awati Wa Jihad JAS. By the way, this is the real name of this Boko Haram, okay? Have reportedly written a threatening letter to residents of Dunshigogo community in Kayama local government area of Kwara State. Sahara Reporters gathered that the letter allegedly delivered to the community warned residents that the insurgents will soon visit the area, in language similar to a previous threat issued to our community where more than 170 people were later slaughtered in a deadly attack. Sahara Reporters learned that the letter has caused panic among residents of the Shingogo, with many considering fleeing the community amid fear of the imminent attack. Information reaching me now is that the Shingogo, still under Kayama local government area, has been served same letter like that of Woro by the terrorists, same local government. I understand that businesses are already closing up and people are fleeing en masse. Fleeing to where? They are fleeing to make sure the terrorists will take the area. This is what the terrorists are doing. Put fear on the people, come kill people, take away their life, pursue them, and take over the territory. Why are they taking over the territory? Don't forget the plan. Kwara State is where they are going to shoot to Oyo State down to Lagos, and these places will be taken over. Now, he said, I don't even know who to call on now that won't sabotage the lives of these people. A top source revealed. You now understand the concern of the people. They don't know whom to call. Because if you call the military, it's the same military that were guiding that whole community. They left, these people came and slaughtered them. Who are you going to call again? Do you now understand the level of criminality, the level of, in fact, in the words of Trump, he said, now disgrace country. I think that is all about it. Now disgrace country. Because there is no how an ordinary person will see what is going on and will not be alarmed. So these people now, what are they going to do now? To tell the government can't save them. Government have never saved anybody from insurgency or from insecurity. They can't save them. By the way, who are the government that are going to save them? The people that imported the terrorists? No, the people that imported the terrorists? Anyway, it is what it is. Let me know what you think about this.
Growing trend all over the world, including in the United States, but especially in the Middle East. It's been there for a long time. That has gotten worse. Hamas is the quintessential example of that hatred for Jews and for Christians. And then you have a situation like in Nigeria, where more Christians have been killed there than anywhere else in the world. And you have a government in Nigeria that practices denial, a culture of denial. No, nothing to see here. They even hired DCI, a big firm here in DC.
The First Lady was here. She was here this week, and in fact, they wanted to come on the program to talk about religious freedom. And I said, I'm not going to give them. I'll meet with them. I'm happy to meet with anybody.
Same here.
But I'm not going to give them a platform to cover up what they're doing in Nigeria.
And that's just what it is, a massive cover-up. I met with a big delegation that came in, and it went for almost 2 hours. And the Attorney General of Nigeria said that this Bishop Anabe, who I had at 2 of my hearings, you were there.
He testified right next to me.
Right next to you. A wonderful man. He said, he's a liar. And I said, whoa, stop that. And then they always do the thing, my wife's a Christian, or I'm a Christian, and my husband, it's like, don't tell me that. What is happening as churches are being firebombed, people are being killed in cold blood, abductions, which is very, very big there in Nigeria, of Christians especially, but others, but especially Christians. And there's this assault on faith that has gotten worse. Obama did nothing. Bokøharam flourished under his 8 years in office, and now
it was your persistent advocacy that actually eventually got them labeled as a terrorist organization.
Yes. For 3 years we tried, Tony, and I had hearings on it. We had people give very, very compelling testimony as to what Bokøharam was doing, and finally, on the day we were marking up my bill to tell the administration you have to declare them a FTO, foreign terrorist organization, that day, that hour, basically, they said, they're an FTO.
Yeah.
And it was like 3 years ago, we could have been working to find out where their sources of funding and weapons.
Before they kidnapped many of the girls.
That's right. The Chibok girls and many of the others were all. And that continues to this day.
Let me ask you about that, Congressman Smith, because as you say that it's gotten worse, you've got these dictators and tyrants in different parts of the world. My experience when I was chairing the USERF Commission, going to different countries, is that many of these bad actors have seen what's happened in America over the last 2 decades, where we have gone from one administration that actually, like we have right now, that protects religious freedom, to one that doesn't care about religious freedom and promotes abortion and LGBTQ. And so they just want to wait out. So we're not having that persistent, consistent presence of influence on the world.
Well, that's a very keen observation, because I have found that you even hear that from some of the diplomats when you talk to them. Oh, he'll be gone. Trump will be gone in 2 years. And then potentially could come in a very, very liberal Democrat like the governor of California, who couldn't care less about religious freedom. I remember I had hearings.
Well, it's the Democratic Party doesn't care about it.
There are many. There are very clear. Most of them don't.
You're right. But when you comes to their priorities and their platform,
it's not there.
You don't see it there.
Right. And, we saw it with Barack Obama. I would continually say, the International Religious Freedom Act, authored brilliantly by Frank Wolf, it says you must provide us with countries of particular concern, countries that are really doing bad things that could be sanctioned. And we wouldn't even get the list year in and year out.
But that legislation also says that religious freedom will be a priority in our foreign policy.
Exactly what it says. A core. Absolutely, it says that. And, it's been in effect since 1998. I'm happy to say that the Republicans have very faithfully administered it or carried it out.
So the situation over time has gotten worse.
Yeah.
We see that we have aggressive action being taken by this administration. In fact, troops being sent to Nigeria.
Yeah.
Do you know what their role will be there?
Well, in the past, there has been an attempt to try to train the Nigerian military in